Question 15 is about standard form. So what we have to remember is that standard form always has a number at the beginning, and this number has to be bigger than 1 but less than 10. So it's more than 1 but less than 10. It can't be 10, okay, it has to be 9.9 for example, okay, but it could be 1. We always have the times 10 part regardless of whether it's a multiplication, a division, add or subtract, or we're just writing a number in standard form. And then we get a power, and the power is about the number of times 10 that's happened to it, if that makes sense. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at this one here. So we've got to express this in standard form. So first of all, we've got to come up with this number that's between 1 and 10. Now you always use the numbers that are in the question. So I'm obviously going to use the 5 and the 8. And to force 5 and 8 to be between 1 and 10, I would put the decimal between it. So it's going to be 5.8. So that's my starting point. I'm always going to have the times 10 part. And now we've got to figure out the power. Now what I've done is, the decimal is there in the original question. I'm now moving it in between the 5 and the 8. I've chosen to put it there. So it's how many times the number has moved along the place value line to get there. So we literally count how many times, how many moves to the decimals. 1, 2, 3. So there are 3. Okay, so the power is 3 at the moment. However, what we have to remember is, because this number is smaller than 1, because it's a 0 point number, the power becomes a negative. If it's a number that's more than 1, so for example, if it was 58,000, it would be 5.8 times 10 to the power of 4, because we'd be putting the decimal there and it would have been there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a positive power because it's a bigger number. Okay, the next part is to calculate the value of 1.4 times 10 to the power of 9, all divided by 2 times 10 to the power of 3. Now we're going to do this in sections, and this is what you need to remember to do. So we have particular rules, so we're going to do this first part. So we're going to do 1.4 divided by 2. Now you should know that 14 divided by 2 is 7. So 7 is going to be in my answer. However, it's 1.4 divided by 2. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. 1.4 divided by 2 is 0.7. Two 0.7s make 1.4. Okay, now we're going to look at these powers of 10. So it's 10 to the power of 9 divided by 10 to the power of 3. Now the rule for this is that when it's a division, you subtract the powers. Okay, so it would be 10 to the power of 6. Okay, 0.7 times 10 to the power of 6. This has only got me 1 mark so far. Okay, it says give your answer in standard form. Remember what I said for the first part, it has to be more than 1 and less than 10. This is not more than 1, so we need to change it. So it becomes 7, okay? And because the number is smaller than 1, you take 1 off the power, because we need to divide this by 10 to get to there. So that's why we take 1 off the power. And that's that one.